people who are diagnosed, we can see anywhere from 4 up to 26 people per month that are diagnosed. And it's a variation of infection. So we don't predominantly see gonorrhea as a trend at the moment. Chlamydia probably is an infection that we see more often. It is confirmed. But we do see a variation of infections from chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis. We had an increase ever so slightly. We have other infections like herpes, warts. So I think we see quite a variation of positive infections, not solely chlamydia and gonorrhea.
It's just a simple urine sample that you attend clinic for, and a swab that can be done by themselves. Patients don't need to be examined necessarily. Up to 70% of women with a chlamydia infection will be asymptomatic, so they won't have any symptoms.
Right.
And up to 50% of men can be asymptomatic, so do not have symptoms. So the most important thing is to come in and get tested, especially if you do have different sexual partners. It's always good to have a screen at least once a year, twice a year, depending on your social circumstances.
So that's why we encourage everybody to attend the clinic. You know, if they are sexually active, then we offer screening. It's a confidential service when they attend the Well Person unit. So it's anonymised when we send the sample off to the lab. So their name or date of birth has been changed. We call everybody a well person and we change their date of birth. So if they've got friends, family or anybody that they know in the lab, it's anonymous. So the lab won't know who they're testing. And we send on average of 20, 30 samples potentially a day. So the lab, they're all anonymised. So nobody would know that's your sample.
And I think it's important as well to have those conversations with your new partners as well, especially at the beginning of a relationship. Have those conversations of whether or not you've been tested beforehand. From there, if someone did test positive on their sample, we would encourage a partner notification, a bit like when COVID happened. We would encourage that partner notification to try to bring in as many partners as possible just for routine testing or maybe treatment to help stop the spread.
And I suppose you'd give some advice on the sort of message that might be sent, because it might feel a bit awkward, no?
It can be very awkward. So we also offer a service in the Well Person unit if people feel uncomfortable to speak to their former partners. We offer a service that one of us as a clinician would call their partners just to be and offer that screening. So it doesn't necessarily need to be them. Obviously, we're bound by confidentiality, so we wouldn't be mentioning the type of infection or the persons themselves. So they can come for an anonymised screening.